Can you go a bit into more detail of how a small company is evaluated versus a larger partnering? All right, check this out. You're under a certain threshold, you got a lot more problems. I know what my payroll is going to be this week within 5%. When you're small, there's so much fluctuations. There's so many things. There's too many key players. If your head of marketing leaves, you're screwed. If the CEO's gone, you're screwed. When you get bigger, private equity companies and other investors like hedge funds look at your business and they say, even if the owner walks away, the GM walk away, this company has the infrastructure, the manuals, the power of systems behind it. And it's scaled to this size. It's a platform company. So you want to become a platform company. So if you're small, let's just say you're doing 3 million. And let's say you're doing 15%. So you're doing 450K. Now, hopefully you're paying yourself, because here's the deal. You got to pay yourself at least 120 grand if you're doing that much money. Otherwise, they're going to take 120 grand off that 450. Follow me here. So we're just going to use 450. I'm only going to give you about 4 times that for your business. So times 4. So roughly that's 1.8 million. Now, if you're able to take a $3 million company and combine with a 3 million and a 4 million and a 5 million. So 3, 3, 4, and 5 we'll use. So that's 15 million. Now, if you guys walk, talk, and act the same, if you got systems and you got secondary call centers, it doesn't matter if you're branded the same. But now there's a lot of contingency plans. Now, if one of the owner leaves, I still got the company. I've got all the manuals. It's way less risk for me. So now I'm going to give you 8 times. So now with my $1.8 million, I doubled that to 3.6. But you got to walk, talk, and act the same. You got to have contingency plans. You got to have manuals. You got to have systems in place. So yes, I'm a huge fan of partnering with other companies. The problem is owners could be assholes. Owners usually get in the way. If I partner with another guy my size, I don't know how well I would do. I'm used to being in control. I'm used to making a lot of decisions. And I'm very, I'd say, I like hearing other ideas. And I usually go with the other ideas if there's a valid point. But obviously, I think what we've done is pretty amazing. And what I would have to have is a mediator that came in and said, we're going to take the data points and the key performance indicators, and we're going to have to get audited by a third party. And we're going to take the best practices from both companies. And both of you guys are going to depend on me to pick that. And that way it's fair. And I'm going to evaluate each and every employee. And we're going to I need to look at the facts. And that's the way that I'd probably run that, because it's tough. But ultimately, your goal is to maximize shareholder value. That's the goal of any LLC, C corporation, S corporation, is to maximize shareholder value. So by partnering with other companies, but if you're a small company, you don't have much leverage. I can't have a small company go to me and say, hey, Tommy, I really think we should partner up. That way I'm worth more money. What I would do is say, I will give you half of what I grow your business to in the next year or two. Because here's the deal. I'll get them from this $450,000 a year to $1 million. So I get them to $1 million. Let's just say 900,000. I doubled them from 400 to 900K. Now I took a 4 times multiplier. So I got them an extra 1.8 million. I want to split that with them. I'll give them an extra 900 grand. So that's a pretty cool deal. They just got a lot of extra money. But chances are I'll triple them. Now, if I triple them and they're at 450, now they're at 1.35 million. Okay. So check this out. If I split that with them, the gain of 900,000, they doubled their worth. And that's my plan is I want to tell these companies, listen, dude, you know what I just looked up? This is going to blow your guys' mind. But if you don't think that Amazon's coming into the game and Facebook's getting in the game and Google's getting in the game and Apple's collecting your data and getting in this home service game, you're wrong. Those are the big 4. And here's the deal. When they come in, they're going to Uberize our industry. Watch what happens. And I want to make you afraid because I want you to build your company as big as you can and take some chips off the table. Because here's what happened. I looked up what a New York medallion cost. A medallion's for taxis. Okay, listen to me real quick. They paid $1 million a medallion up to 2015. And then a little thing called Uber came in and Lyft. And medallions sell for $120,000. All of a sudden, the business deteriorated to 10% of what it was worth. If you don't think that they're collecting data, and right now, LiftMaster just sold a Blackstone, a huge hedge fund. And guess what? Now LiftMasters actually know exactly when the garage door has an issue, and it text messages to the company that put it in, or it goes straight to Amazon. And then they're going to find somebody, because eventually they're going to own the whole market. And when everybody's got a LiftMaster and a Genie that report problems, they're going to own, and then they could commoditize the whole industry and take a piece of it. And it's better for the end user. Less sales and more processes are better for the end user. So it's going to happen. And if you guys aren't having fear, uncertainty, and doubt about this stuff, you should. I hate to say that because they're always going to need the labor, but they're going to get rid of the CSRs. They're going to get rid of the dispatchers. They're going to make sure you've got a good insurance and you're able to fulfill it. And it's going to be a commodity. You're going to go fix it. You're going to go fix it. And it won't pay the same. It just can't. This is the evolution of business. This is the facts. They still need us. They do need us, but they don't need our pricing. They don't need our sales. They could diagnose it. They could just, we don't need any overhead. They want the one-man army out there. They're not, the reason they're going to love me in this whole process is because I can make technicians. I can certify them. I've got the vans. They don't want to deal with outfitting of vans and inventory and everything else, but they're going to make more margin and they're going to try to commoditize it. Look you go to Vegas right now and you get in an Uber, you're paying $20 to get to the hotel. You get in, and trust me, this is in the last year. I get in a taxi cab, it's $45. The reason I go in the taxi is because Uber's a pain in the ass. And sometimes Amazon's a pain in the ass. And sometimes Walmart's a pain in the ass, depending on what you want to do. But if you don't think they're coming in, you know what's going to happen? Autonomous cars are coming. Do you think you need a garage if the Uber will come pick you up and it runs off of solar and and batteries? If they freaking could come pick you up, you don't need a garage. Builders are already starting to build houses without garages, knowing that automated cars are going to come out. Look, if at the end of the day, this shit's happening. I'm sorry, but it is. And I think the first business it's going into is HVAC is happening very, very quickly. I mean, I think we still got plenty of years left. I don't know, but when it happens, it'll happen quick. Because I'll tell you this, there's a company, a buddy of mine owns a company called CB, SIBI. They're selling a 5-ton unit installed for $3,800 to hedge funds that are buying over $100 million of property. I mean, dude, if you guys don't see this shit coming, don't say I didn't warn you. Let's see here. I'm in the process of hiring an office admin. Would you suggest an NDA and a non-compete and a non-solicit? Hell freaking yes. Absolutely have them sign. Anybody that comes into your shop should be signing an NDA and non-compete. I mean, especially that's working for you and they get to know all your crap. I mean, I'd have them sign 10 of them. Yes. And you know what? I don't need to use that and hold that over their head because most likely they can break that, but it's just something that needs to be done.